when the Les Paul first came out in '52, it was sort of brought out to be quite an ornate, upper class guitar, if you like. It had a mahogany body with a carved maple cap and nice binding and inlays and all that sort of thing. But as it went on, you know, early days of electric guitar, you know, initially the sort of historic players at the time were saying this electric guitar thing will never catch on. Then they realised, okay, it's going to stick around. You know, people are really taken to these solid body guitars. So they come out with models like the Junior, which was made to be like a student model. So we're like the Junior. Then there's the Melody Makers, which are even a thinner body, more stripped down basic guitar again. So what was initially brought out to be a, you know, I think that's something like they were $100 or something, you know, back in the day, like quite a cheap guitar. But just having a single slab mahogany body, not having to glue a carved top on and put binding on and all that. It was just a bare bones basic guitar, but the classic Gibson appointments which make a Les Paul sound the way it does and, you know, make Gibson sound the way they do are all still there. So one piece mahogany necks, you know, you can make a cheaper neck by gluing a headstock on separately and using thinner wood and all that sort of thing. Bolting on a neck is a cheaper way of doing it, but you don't get... Gibsons are famous for their sustain because we've got the whole thing resonating and vibrating as one unit. So only a set neck construction with that big chunk of wood going in from the neck into the body give all that. So, you know, even these guitars here are have got that construction going on. So for what, 450 pounds, you can get, you know, that all important sort of Les Paul construction, and you know, everything works like it should. Single wraparound bridge, you know, obviously more cost effective than having to do the Tune-o-matic two-piece thing. Having said that, a lot of people prefer the way that these sound, so even quite often out of custom shop and things like that, people will order a sort of a high-end Les Paul with a wraparound. That's how, you know, some sort of 1953 onwards, what they had anyway. Some people still prefer the sound that these produce over a Tune-o-matic, so it's not like it's, oh, we're going to do it this way because it's cheaper to do. There is actually different tonal difference. And they feel different. You know, there's like the tension's different, so bends can feel a bit different. But the coolest thing about these for me is the P90 pickup, which is a big, mega powerful single coil. So when the Les Paul first came out in '52, they all had P90s. It was 1957 when they sort of developed the humbucker and you know, sort of changed the sound and introduced, you know, the sound of sort of rock and roll, as a lot of people will sort of say. But the P90 still got its charms in its own way, with a bit of sort of mild drive. Sort of twang single coil sound to it, but it's still really full and warm at the same time. So you know, a lot of the sort of classic sort of punk rock guitarists used to use Juniors a bit because they're cheap guitars, take a beating. And then, you know, we've got like Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day. He's sort of, the last few years, pretty much exclusively been using Les Paul Juniors. So they're great for the single coil, you know, as opposed to a humbucker with sort of bigger. You can strum big, full, dirty chords like you would on an acoustic, but it was still clear and it, you know, sounds sort of tough and rock and roll at the same time. The full humbucker can be a little bit overpowering sometimes, and you lose a bit of that sort of clarity. So. So, you know, if that's your style of playing, then you know, you can't go too far wrong with that. And yeah, go on. That was a Melody Maker, I think. Actually, that was the guitar that's been given away. I think that's probably the closest thing to it. Yeah, because the Les Paul Junior is one you pick up, and the Les Paul Special. Well, this is sort of a little bit different. It's got the carved top, but yeah. So again, yeah, this is